This is our Public Policy Issues Management Project. I'm Sadie McGill. My major is Fashion, Merchandising, and Retail Studies.
I'm Emily. I'm a nutrition major.
I'm Allyson. I'm Fashion, Merchandising, and Retail Studies.
I'm Allyson, and I'm a nursing major.
I'm Laurel, and I'm a child life major.
We're going to talk about the issue of pollution in general first. The pollution is the process of making land, water, air, and other parts of the environment dirty, unsafe, or unsuitable to use. Pollution is one of the most important environmental, health, and social issues in the world. It is important to address the issue of pollution because we only have one Earth, and pollution is making the planet dirty and unhealthy to live in. Pollution affects everything: the air we breathe, the environment, the land, the animals, and the food we eat, which all directs us as people. Pollution became a much bigger issue with the rise of industrialization and the rapid growth of the world population. And we're going to relate this to the family and consumer science professionals because the issue of pollution relates to pretty much every field in the study of some way, shape, or form. It specifically relates to family and consumer science professionals in the field of nutrition because pollution is contaminating waterways that provide water to animals and fields. The polluted water is poisoning animals and putting harmful substances and toxins within the soils where food is being grown. This presentation will look at pollution within the field of fashion merchandising.
So now we'll talk about pollution within the fashion industry. The global fashion industry is the second most polluting industry in the world. Pollution became a concern when scraps and waste were not being properly disposed of. Instead, were being dumped directly into the environment. Pollution has always been an issue within the fashion industry, but it became a bigger issue with the increase in advancements. Prior to the mid-19th century, almost all clothing was handmade, either at home or by tailor or dressmaker. It was not until the beginning of the 20th century, with the rise of new technology, that the sewing machine and development of factory systems was brought about. The higher demands for apparel from the consumer. Consumers were wanting to be trendy and fashionable, now more than ever. As a result, manufacturers began making apparels as much as possible, or as fast as possible, which means that clothing is being made with easy-to-produce materials that are harmful to the environment. A current issue on population is the contamination of the Pearl River. The city of Zhangtang sits along the Pearl River in China. Zhangtang is known as the world capital of denim production, with producing nearly 300 million pairs of jeans per year and manufactures 40% of the jeans consumed in the U.S. The river was once a place with clean water, where people could fish and retrieve drinking water. Since the 1970s, the river has gotten so contaminated that the water has turned completely black and is considered toxic. This is due to the denim factory that constantly dumps chemicals from manufacturing and scraps of textiles into the waters. The Pearl River provides drinking water to 47 million people, but villagers who live along the river have resulted to spending money on tap water because they do not dare consume the contaminated water. Samples taken of the water have unfolded hormone disruptors that lead to long-term environmental and human health problems. The Pearl River is now considered one of the worst polluted waterways in the world.
We decided to create the Green Fashion Program, and this is our website and the contact information, and we are located in Arreston, Louisiana. Our mission is, our primary goal is to provide education and awareness to companies and manufacturers on pollution and its effects while offering strategies to help be more sustainable within the fashion industry. We decided to start the Green Fashion Program because pollution has a huge effect on many areas of our everyday life, whether we realize it or not. We are all impacted by pollution, and we all play a role in pollution as well. And in order for people, communities, companies, etc., to help avoid and eliminate pollution, they must be educated on it.
The rationale of the Green Fashion Program is to provide education and knowledge on pollution and its effects on the environment to companies and manufacturers. Information on pollution is provided on the program's website and at monthly meetings. The program also provides awareness to the ways in which pollution is being created. The program will provide and offer strategies and information on ways to help prevent and eliminate pollution. The program will meet with corporate and discuss issues and concerns, as well as raise money by taking scraps from companies and selling them to businesses that need them as a way to help them to become more sustainable. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, the fashion industry is a multi-billion-dollar global enterprise devoted to the business of making and selling clothes. Today, the fashion industry is international and highly globalized, where clothing is often designed in one country, manufactured in another, and sold in a third. Most apparel is made outside of the United States. For example, according to the Washington Post, in China, more than half of the world's garments are made. To address pollution on an international and global level, the Green Fashion Program plans on meeting with corporate and companies outside of the U.S. They also have involvement and participation within international groups and organizations.
This organization consists of 7 members and employees. The president, Laurel Blanchard, is the face of the company or brand, the overseer of everyone's jobs within the community, makes sure everyone is on task, and keeps the organization moving forward. As president, she conducts meetings, enforces deadlines, and meets with companies to help them become more sustainable. As an employee, the president would have personality traits and be the type of person that is a natural leader, great negotiator, can enforce rules, give presentations, uphold a good reputation, well-spoken, passionate about the organization, and has experience in other areas within the organization. The vice president, Emily Stevens, is next in command and acts as president if president is not available. The vice president is the liaison between the head coordinators and the president and works with coordinators to understand their goals and help solve their problems. The vice president should have personality traits and to be the type of person that is a natural leader, great mentor, problem solver, and has experience in other areas within the organization. The treasurer, Alex Noble, manages money for the organization, keeps up with the company's budget, and makes sure everything is paid for. The treasurer should be responsible, has financial background, honest with money, and analytical. The event planner, Allyson plans upcoming events and raises money for future endeavors. They should know how to work with budget, be creative, and know how to appeal to a target audience, and to be detail-oriented. The volunteer coordinator, Sadie McGill, recruits volunteers to work within the organization, keeps volunteers informed on what events they need to work at, keeps record of past volunteers, and oversees and teaches that volunteers will do at events. They should be compatible, informative, and organized. The marketing coordinator advertises organizations and events and is in charge of social media accounts. They should be creative, informative, and a salesman. Lastly, the research coordinator collects information from experiments or observing events of pollution, solves ways to fix these problems, and educates team members and target audiences. They should be resourceful, creative, analytical, have a science background, and experimental.